TGIF. Thank goodness it's Friday. You're all invited to my house this evening. I'm Jan Yanahiro. This is Richard Hart.
And tonight, a special behind-the-scenes look at Evening Magazine's recent trip to Japan.
Richard and I and two camera crews took a trip to Japan. We had a fabulous time, taped some incredible stories, and this evening you're all invited to our post-Japan tour party and slideshow.
Just as anyone who goes on a trip, we came back with slides, but we also have some great videotape we took and some other pictures I'm sure you're going to enjoy. There were 6 of us on this trip. With Jan and me were Steve, a hamburger man in a land full of seafood, Bert, who was impressed with the food.
This is a $40 melon right here. It's 10,000 yen. This one thing. They put a little piece of paper around it, though.
And their assistants, Paul and Bo.
How long till we get to Tokyo?
We're about 1,200 miles out, and it'll take about 2 hours and 15 minutes.
It was an impossible schedule, and the cameras were rolling from the second we climbed aboard that Japan Airlines 747.
Let's go look for Richard and Jan, see what they're doing.
I know, they're probably hard at work since we have so much to do here before we get there. Wait a minute. They're asleep.
Sleeping? We were thinking. Always thinking. It takes planning to move a ton of equipment through an unfamiliar country on a 6-day shooting schedule. Now, you might expect everything went off like clockwork.
The van that was supposed to pick us up could not come in here to pick us up. He had to come in 3 blocks over that way. So and the Skycap got tired of waiting for him to come in here. So we have to carry all our stuff 3 blocks and pack it into a van about the size of a bread box.
We were wondering whether Japan would be ready for us, but we were not prepared for Tokyo, a never-ending carnival of nightlife. This city never sleeps. And if you like New York, you'll love Tokyo. And if you like to eat, you're not likely to do anything else. Boy, did we eat.
Love them little shrimp prawns. Shrimp prawns what I love to eat. Love to bite their little heads off, nibble on their little shrimp head feet.
Most of Japan's food comes from an unbelievable sea. It's the largest indoor market in the world, the Tokyo Fish Market. And one of the crews visited the market with me after barely 3 hours of sleep. That's because the action here starts early, 3 o'clock every morning. If it lives in the water, you can buy it here. You might not be able to eat it, but you can buy it here.
We worked for scale today.
Some people will do anything to work off extra pounds or work up an appetite. Some of us will even let others beat on us with a stick. That's me doing the hitting with a wooden sword used in Japanese kendo. But believe me, this master was playing with me. I just screamed loud. I don't think there was a moment when we weren't being amazed by something. Jan was amazed by a 400-pound wrestler. She spent a day watching the sumo wrestlers practice man-made earthquaking. Meantime, I was amazed by the relations between employees and the large Japanese company, in this case, Sony. I was amazed by a satellite TV system they'd like to sell you for $500. The love of technology is everywhere in Japan, and you know what? It works. Take the bullet train. We did almost everywhere. See, the thing is, the bullet trains are always on time, and they stop for only 2 minutes in the station.
Oh, we did it again!
But everything seemed to come to a stop for a moment when we toured Hiroshima. You cannot stand on this spot where the first nuclear weapon was used without doing some really deep thinking. And boy, we did some thinking. We're still thinking about the remarkable recovery that turned this A-bomb city into one of the best planned, most modern urban centers in the world. But everyone's favorite city was our next stop, Kyoto, the oldest city in Japan. Everything old and dear to the Japanese culture is here, including fine silk. And Jan found herself wearing a kimono worth thousands of dollars and fulfilling a dream. She was beautiful. This was old Japan. And the food was beautiful, too. In our old traditional Japanese inn, our host treated us to the most visually stunning, the most satisfying meal you can imagine. 10 different courses, 50 or more varieties of delectable edibles. I couldn't count them all. This meal went on for hours, and we'll all remember it for years.